Yeah. It's a big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes like behind the O-line soon as the QB say hype. It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades, player news. Yeah, sector competition, and he play with Tony Dungy. Better listen, I'm talking about Big Game Sports Buzz. Said everything you need and more. Yeah. Big Game Sports Buzz. I thought I told you once before. We call him Big Game James. Yeah, Big Game James. Big Game James.
Folks, welcome. It's time. We're back. You're ready. We're ready. It is Big Game Sports Buzz, where the sports fanatic and the pro athlete get together, talk about sports and everything else that surrounds it. I am J-Stogs, the buff nerd. Let's go. And of course, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend. The reason why this show is called what it is, Big Game James. What up, dude?
What up, man? Welcome. Hey, man. Great intro, man. It's been way too long since I heard such a great. Steve Harvey ain't got nothing on you, buff nerd.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. You know, that's a little bit of Steve Harvey there. Look, man, hey, first of all, let's do the housekeeping. Thank y'all for tuning in and staying with us. We're now in season 3 together. That's 3 seasons together. Big game, J-Stogs still doing it. We appreciate the support. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Of course, we are Big Game Sports Entertainment Network, the home for sports and entertainment, and they collide. Boom. Man, I'm excited. I was kind of tired, but now I'm excited, man.
I hear you,
I'm
man.
excited.
Yeah. You know, you bring in the energy, bro, and I needed it. I really needed it. I do appreciate the energy you have going on right now.
Absolutely. Listen, there's so much that has happened over the summer. And look, I want to say over the last couple of weeks, it just seems like sports has just decided to go ahead and wake up because maybe it's football season and they got to compete. But tonight we're talking about James Harden, what's going on with him, Michael Oher, and Pac-12 football, college football, really what it is or what it's going to be. Hey, NBA Hall of Fame was this past weekend. Awesome to see who went in. Between the lines, man, so much things that are going on again with football. Of course, you know we got oh hell no. Ooh, man, listen. There's some stupid people out there, okay? Let's just call it what it is. They just heaven help them. All right, and of course, we've got top 5, and tonight's top 5 is top 5 summer events, things that happened over the summer that, you know, it's like, whoa, makes you pause. So I'm excited about that. It could be sports, it could be world events, doesn't matter. Just things that happen over the summer because, you know, it happened. So without further ado, hey, are we ready to jump in this thing?
Let's do it, baby.
All right, now look, in 4 downs, of course, there are so many topics and things that happen in the world of sports, but we narrow them down to the 4 major ones, the 4 biggest ones that we say, hey, you know what? Let's talk about these. The first one, this happened a couple of days ago, not too long ago, about a week ago, not less than a week ago.
No, less than it's 2 days ago.
Yeah, about 2 days ago. Thank you, sir. I said a couple of days. There you go. Already. James Harden in China was doing an event and basically said, look, let me call out 76 owner and in particular the GM, not once, twice calling him a liar. And it's basically said he would never play for that GM again, Mari. So this is how would you put this? I don't even know how to put this at this point. When you have a star of your team calling out a very disgruntled star,
very right.
But I think there's a line you draw in the sand, don't you?
You should. This line has been crossed out, stepped on, peed on, all that, right? At the end of the day, like when he said he's a liar, I'll never play for anybody like that. And I'm like, didn't they decide to keep? Aren't you still on the team? Have you
He exercised his option?
So what the hell did this turn into? And for it to be such a public blasting the way it was, then I asked myself, is this James Harden's way of trying to get out of Philly? Like, I'll exercise my option. It's the most money I can get. Hey, let me talk bad about the hand that feeds me, and maybe he'll get rid of me. So to me, I feel like it was a ploy of some sort. Like he was doing something to try his best to get put out.
But listen, as a fan, that's what I say as a fan, because, excuse me, I'm not a Philly fan, but I have to think that all the Philly fans are scratching their head and saying, "What the hell, James? What the hell, Jimmy? What, you wanted to come to Philly, you wanted to play for Mari, you wanted to." I mean, like, there was just all this flowery stuff. You got the team that you said you wanted in a situation that you said that you wanted, and you got the money that you wanted, and now all of a sudden he's a liar and you can't play for them again.
Right.
I mean,
not buying it.
The word that comes to mind for me is one that was coined by one Sean Puffy Combs. This is bitch assness. That's what it is, bitch assness. Okay, bro, play your contract, man. You know what happened. You know what it was. You knew them. You don't like the situation. I get it, but you coming out in this venue knowing that there's cameras everywhere, calling him a liar, that's bitch assness, man. And that's what it is.
So James Harden's wrong for saying how he feels on this one to you?
In that venue, that way, yes. Yes.
So was it a side conversation overheard and reporters reported? Or did he just say it straight up at the press conference?
He was
Adidas
at an
deal
event.
in China. Yeah, an Adidas event in China. Yeah, and decided to speak on. James Harden went to a Dub Baby, a Lil Baby, or one of them infants concert, and didn't even go to his teammate's wedding. So he's that kind of dude anyway. You know what I mean? Like, he decided that it was time for, to continually be in the scene of the wannabe music producer type dude and just do what he wants to do. So at the end of the day, am I surprised by this? Hell to the no. But at the same time, what is it? Like, it's the same old thing. Like, as soon as you think and want to maybe cheer for James Harden a little bit, he comes up with something in the media, goes public, and it makes you scratch your head and go, why is it I even listen to this dude?
I mean, it was kind of funny because when he was leaving Houston and there was an interest by the fans for him to come to Dallas.
Right.
And I said, no, there's something not right here. There's something not right here. And goes to Brooklyn, that whole situation, how it played out. Now he goes to Philly. So now there's a precedence that's set by this dude and saying, you know what? This is not the guy.
Right.
The guy. Make sure that you do comment. We will read it. We will chat. We'd love to have that interaction with you. What do you say about James Harden in this situation? Do you think he's right or do you think he's wrong? Do you think he should have said what he said, when he said it, where he said it?
My thing, would he say the same thing to Daryl Morey in his face, or did he use the media to? I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I'm sick of guessing, trying to read James Harden's mind. I'm beginning to think that some of the chemicals he put in his beard, he's inhaling, and it's making him crazy.
Wow. He does have a nice beard, though. cannot lie. Not
Maybe
really. Actually, it doesn't.
I'm just mad I can't grow my like that. I feel like I would get a whole chicken bone stuck in the beard that big. Like I'd be on the show
lose
like
kids in
I'd
that
be
one.
like, good.
Yeah. No, you lose kids in those things in that thing. But yeah, as a fan, I don't like it as a fan. As a basketball fan, I don't like it. I would never want to hear Luka say anything like this about the Dallas Mavericks organization. You know,
But I
or
think it's a
Kyrie.
different situation. Like with the Luka, I believe he would be more loyal to Dallas because he was drafted by Dallas, been there. James Harden is started that world tour part of his contract.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, his career, excuse me. A little bit everywhere. Not really the same since he first left OKC to go to Houston. And I don't know, it's just a whole different situation. But here it is, a person you love, respect, have all this admiration for, supposedly. Now you're calling him a straight up liar and want nothing else to do with him again.
Right.
It's
or
like,
even Kyrie. If Kyrie
now.
did this, I would not want Kyrie to do it either. So,
Yeah,
but if he does it, would it surprise me? No.
Oh, great point, J-Stogs. I hear you, brother.
I don't want to hear it, but it wouldn't surprise me. All right. Moving on, second down. This story, when I heard this, was very hurtful because I love the story and everything and the inspiration that goes behind it. Michael Oher, former Baltimore Raven, former Panther, has claimed that the Tuohys, the family that allegedly adopted him in high school, actually did not adopt him and made him sign conservatory
agreement.
Yeah, a conservatory agreement, basically stating that, hey, you're not a part of the family, and everything that you earn, we can at that point claim it, and we can use your name and likeness. And so basically, we have lawful precedence over you. We can do what we want with you and your name and likeness. And he has now found out that they were getting proceeds from the movie when they said they weren't. They were getting a little movie, little proceeds, and actually they were getting like 3% over, and it was like a $300 million movie. So they were getting paid. They got paid off the movie. They wrote books. And then the other part that was really disturbing was how he was portrayed in the movie. And he's coming back and saying, no, that's not actually how it was. I knew how to play football. I was a standout at the school already. They didn't put me in the school. I was already at the school. And so he would sleep at different people's houses. He just happened to sleep at theirs and kind of stuck. But he was already at the school when the Tuohys met him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how they shaped that whole story to and this is the thing, Jay. Regardless of the fact, Michael Oher was in a different situation coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Got to a better school. The situation was better. Got to Ole Miss, which they helped sway him to go to the school that they went to, right? That they're very big on. But here it is again, a young person of color thinking that he's being helped to make the right decision to better his life, being taken advantage of. And not even blaming it on the color of people. It's just that's just shitty people doing something that's just beyond. So like when I saw this whole story and how everything's coming out now and the lawsuits taking place, and I'm just like, whoa, wait a minute. Run that back. What happened? What's the real dealness of it now? Because being, how impressionable I was at 18 years old, how fast I would, and learning. You think you have people that you can trust to have your best interest, yet all they see you as, ooh, this here boy gonna go get paid. Let's jump on the gravy train now. It's where you never really did you ever really have any care about him at all? Is what probably going through his mind and everybody else's mind. Is like, what were your motives was it all a ploy to make money off of me? Or did you really want me to be better? Because they really made it seem like they handpicked this kid. Touched him by the grace and the aura to make him a beyond great football player, and without them, he would have never been that. But for him to say, wait a minute, I was already a good football player. I was already at this school. I was gonna go D1 regardless.
Regardless.
They didn't change that part of it.
Right.
Maybe, I went to Ole Miss because they were, they sold me
Yeah.
on how great it was, and I decided to play football there. But other
Yeah.
than that, it's a horrible situation. And some people are gonna be like, oh, who cares? He made his money in the NFL, it's no
Right.
big deal.
Right.
But it's still more than that because there's still a lot of other Jeremy Macklin was kind of the same type of situation
Yeah.
in the St. Louis, the St. Louis,
Yeah.
Missouri area, living with
Yeah.
a white family that adopted him, helped him out. He ended up going to Missouri. Not saying they did something crazy to take advantage of him, but there's a lot of stories we hear about this where these kids can go to these private schools, and one of the ways to get into them is getting with the family, that has ties there. It helps the parents out from the inner city standpoint to where the son's getting a better education. They can go focus on school, not focus on how am I going to get to school? Am I going to eat breakfast before I get here? Am I going to get shot at when I get off the bus?
Right.
So it does help their lives a lot. But at
Yeah.
the same time, should I be worrying about in the back of my mind, damn, are these people really out to get me or take advantage of me? Or are they really trying to help see me become a better person?
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing there, the takeaway. He did come from a bad family situation, a bad home life, and thus he was living with different people at the time. And it wasn't until his senior year that he started living with the Tuohys and in that whole situation. It was several months before he graduated. So there's inconsistencies with the movie and discrepancies. And here's the big problem I have, and I ain't gonna lie, man. It's an awesome movie with a great cast and one of the leading ladies that I absolutely love and I think is just wonderful, right? And Sandra Bullock. So yeah, man, it hurts me because I want to watch the movie, but I can't watch it the same now.
Damn, I didn't even think about it like that. So your whole perspective of Blindside is gone out the window. Can't even really do it no more.
I can't because it's so inconsistent. It's so inconsistent. Like finding him walking down, the street, picking up popcorn out of the stands, and him, having, it portrayed him as having a learning disability, almost to the point where he had a learning disability. And it was like, no, that's not really true. Yes, was he not tops? Sure. Okay, but he had enough to where he could play basketball and football, right? And he was still on the team.
Right.
So he did well enough to pass.
Right.
And then for not just the parents, but both the children got paid from the movie and speaking engagements about the situation. Like that part, bro, I can't watch that movie anymore.
Damn. Now, what do you think Michael Oher got for that situation for that?
Nothing.
So they got all the money proceeds from the movies, and he got nothing from it at all?
He got nothing. According to him and his lawyers, he got nothing.
You need to take their ass to the cleaners and get it all back right now.
Exactly. And so a lot of
people
that
in trust and all kind of other stuff. They try to get they know they got the money protected, but they got to figure out a way to go get that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we got to move to that third down, man, because we can stay there for a minute.
Boy.
Third down. Listen, let me say this when I preface this, okay? I never want to see the demise of any conference. I may talk trash about a conference, but I never want to see any conference die.
A lot.
Pac-12 is dead.
Boy.
8 of the 12 teams will be gone by the 25 season.
2024-25 season,
yeah. Gone. UCLA, USC are gone after this season. Washington, Oregon are gone. Colorado's gone. Arizona State is gone.
Utah.
And Utah is gone.
Only 4 schools left will be Cal, Stanford, Oregon State, Washington State. Man, can I tell you the reason I put this on here, Jay? And I know you give me you give me a lot of shit about talking Pac-12 football because of how late it comes on. And I always talk about how great West Coast football is. Because that's where I came, that's where I played my high school ball. So of course we talk that California, Texas trash to each other. We have to. But at the end of the day, really, when I look at it, the whole makeup of college football is changing so much, and this is beyond horrible. I don't give a damn what you say. So now the Big Ten, which has taken 4 teams from the Pac-12, is going to have 18 teams in it. The Big 12 is going to end up having 16 teams in it. So, and from far and wide, they almost need to try to buy the name Conference USA from Conference USA.
They really should.
I don't know what the Big Ten going to just become. They're just going to change that shit to the Big 18. Like, it's ridiculous. But the makeup, like, you tell me, yes, the TV money is great, but a late November game when that Southern California kid who's going to school in December in khaki shorts and flip-flops got to take his ass to Ann Arbor, Michigan and play a football game in the snow. Come on, dog. That is not the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl was the Pac-12 and the Big Ten champions. Boom. They knew the shit was coming because the Rose Bowl committee was like, you know what we're gonna do? Let's align ourselves with this BCS playoff so every other year we can be a whole city for one of these playoff games and also maybe the national championship game because they had to see something coming. So everything we've known for so long with college football is done, and I hate it. I'm old school. I like traditional rivalries. I like traditional bowl games, and you just grabbing people for money and logistically it don't make sense. And it's going to help recruiting wise. Man, you gonna get somebody from the sun that go out here to the snow and be like, you know what? I don't like this. I'm going back. I don't know. It's just a bad situation. And how do these teams benefit? Like it killed. And I told someone before when Stanford did not jump on the NIL game and try to get in, and because they're just the Brainiac status school, they don't have to pay players. They were going to fall off. They lost a lot of their luster. And for them, it wasn't about the money and it wasn't about the TV deals. And so they got left behind big time. And it's just like, damn, that sucks.
And look, again, we talk what we talk, but yes, I don't like this. I don't like it at all. Just for the simple fact that I love champions playing champions.
Right.
Okay. I love the fact, and I proposed the deal where it's an 8-team playoff where you have the 5 power conference champions and you have 3 at-larges, right? 3 at-large.
Right.
And there you go. You don't have to expand it anymore because your conference play should matter. Your conference play should matter. And so if you have a conference champion who may have 1 loss or 2 losses, but yet you have another conference person, team like Alabama that may have a 1 loss and they barely won another one when they shouldn't have won it, or even a 2 loss, but they still have a chance to get in the playoffs. That's an issue.
Right.
With the Pac-12, and when we talk about Stanford, the problem with Stanford is I'm reading is that because of the academic status that they have, and they do have it, Mountain West was saying, hey, we can absorb or we can work something out to where we can bring in the 4 into Mountain West and really be a powerhouse conference. And Stanford is saying, academically, you're not on our level. You're not where we are.
Well, no one else in the damn Pac-12 was on that level, but maybe Cal.
Maybe.
I mean, come on, give me a break. This is my thing. I believe Oregon State and Washington State are going to jump on with the Mountain West because they want to just be left out high and dry, assed out.
Yeah.
They want to keep the teams even, I'm sure. So it would be better if Cal and Stanford could go into that and you keep that rivalry, right?
Yeah.
Stanford could try to just go to Notre Dame route and go independent because a lot of teams will pick up and play that. But I don't know if they really have the money backing and football following to really survive long term doing that. It's going to be a question mark. But I think about all the great rivalries. I mean, the Apple Cup between Washington and Washington State, now with Washington being gone, right? Oregon State, the Civil War. I mean, UCLA and USC can keep their rivalry because they're going to be in the same conference. Even Oklahoma leaving the Big 12 to go to the SEC. Now, what's going to happen with Bedlam? It's just so many things that you break up that they say money is the root of all evil. And I used to laugh at that when I heard that when I was a kid. But you're looking at how it is. So, like, to me, why does the NCAA exist? Because they haven't governed and stopped nothing lately to where it's just corrupting and dirtying up the game of college football. Look at the NIL.
The only thing that they've done is like they try to go after coaches and programs like what's going on in Michigan State, not Michigan State, Michigan, with Khaki Harbaugh. But look, man, I don't
really. Wow.
He wears khakis, bro. I appreciate that. I love khakis myself, but I mean that part
khakis.
of it
with holes.
Yeah, but this whole Pac-12 and this whole collegiate alignment, new collegiate alignment. But I will say this though. Now that we're looking at super conferences, it does now fall to say, look, we want the best teams to play each other.
Facts. Yeah.
Regardless of your conference.
Right.
If you can come in and we look at your schedule and we say, look, you've played the best teams in the nation. The best teams in the nation, you deserve to be in the playoffs. I'm for that. And especially that they're expanding to a 12, right? To a 12 playoff team.
Right.
12 playoffs.
Right.
Yeah. Take your 12 best teams out of the nation and go for it. And look at their strength of schedule and say, hey, you know what? Texas, you've got to play people. Oklahoma, you've got to play people. Alabama, you've got to play people. Michigan, you've got to play people. You can't just have Appalachian State every year barely win, right? I think that you're going to make the playoffs. You've got to play people. And they've got to be good. So I'm looking forward to that part of it. The TV deals, and that was part of that Pac-12, the whole Apple, and not really sure what's what. That's where we are. That's where we are.
Yep.
All right. Fourth down. NBA Hall of Fame. Dirk, D-Wade. And I was surprised that they both went in, but Parker and Gasol went in at the same time. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Well, I mean, why is that?
We have teammates go in at the same time.
Pau Gasol play with
not Pau Gasol. I'm thinking of the Italian dude. I'm sorry.
You think about Manu Ginobili?
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is this I was talking about?
Man, look. Okay. That's my one for the first show.
It's okay. It happens, bro. But I'm glad we got that together. Hey, you know what? When I thought about this, that was cool. Couple different things. The fact that, and a lot of it was done by Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
First and foremost, the fact that he wanted Allen Iverson to introduce him. So, and then AI showed up with the suit with Wade on the back and the number 3. Yeah. I thought that was real slick. And then, did you see the tribute that Dwayne Wade gave his dad?
Yes.
On stage. There was something about that, bro, that like tugged at me a little bit. And a lot of people have thrown Dwayne Wade's around for a lot of the wrong reasons lately.
Right.
Talking about his parenting, his marriage, some different things that he may have been caught up in. Who knows? I don't know. That's not my life. And it's not for me to talk about it decide. But that moment and being, an athlete and making it pro, and then when you do have that dream come true and you want to make it to a certain level because of those who helped you get there, you hope that you can pay tribute to them one day. And, parents are proud of you, regardless if Dwayne Wade made it to the Hall of Fame or not. His dad was going to be proud of him. But for him to go, hey, Dad, all these hours that we put in, you doing this, you doing that, we made it to the Hall of Fame. That's just a big moment because that he said that and you could tell that was something that Dwayne Wade has always wanted to happen. And he was able to do it and share that moment with his father. Because so many guys, they lose a parent while they're playing. They don't have a relationship with the parent while they're playing. Different things. And, it's just a big moment. And not to slight anyone else, because I knew that you might want to talk about your man, Dirk. Because for so long, Dirk Nowitzki was written off, undervalued, and really showed and proved that he belonged in the NBA and was a staple in the league for a very, very long time and did it very, very well and very deservingly gets into the Hall of Fame. And Dirk with that patented bad leg walk, going up on that stage to, make that speech and accept it, man, was just really cool. So all in all, the Hall of Fame moment for basketball was cool. But Jack, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
How do you compare the NBA Hall of Fame to the NFL Hall of Fame? Or can it be comparison? To what magnitude do you, I was kind of doing that, and I don't know if I should have when I looked at it, but I was like, yo, I think football got him.
The NFL has them. The NFL has them. They do, because I think there's, in my opinion, there's way more debate on who should go in than in the NBA. With the exception of Tracy McGrady, everyone that generally has gone in, everyone has said, yes, they deserve to be. Right. Like this year, no one's going to argue about the class that went in. No one's going to argue that. Right. Even when Iverson went in, no one's arguing that Iverson shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, okay, he didn't win a championship, but he's Allen Iverson.
Gotcha.
Right? He should go. Like I said, with the exception of Tracy McGrady, that's it.
Damn, Jay,
stop it.
T-Mac, I can't just ask the question and we talk about it for a second.
Go ahead.
No, don't hit me like. So you don't think Tracy McGrady deserves to be in the NBA Hall of Fame? Okay, cool. That is. I asked, you answered.
Bro, second round of the playoffs is the highest he got, and he was injured most of the time. And this is what I get from people. Those 3-4 years he played, oh my gosh, is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're doing? He's top of his game for 3 or 4 years?
Understood.
How many players can we say that? How many players are we going to say, well, for 3 or 4 years, they were really good? I mean,
oh shoot! That's like having 5 good games in the season. You like, man, he deserves a $20 million contract.
Whoa, he deserves that. Like
it happens though.
I mean, listen. Let me bring it. You know what? Let me bring it home. Tony Romo.
What do you rate? Oh snap!
No, Ring of Honor, sure. Hall of Fame, no. That's not. He doesn't belong there. He doesn't.
Now he might get in as he might get in as a broadcaster later on.
He
might earn that. Maybe. He might earn that.
He'll earn that. He'll earn that because he's doing great so far, but not as a player. No. But you're going to ask a question.
No. I asked it. Like,
okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was like, where do you rank Tracy McGrady all time then? Like, do you have a place where you feel like it's fair to rank him? Because it has been a lot of conversation about T-Mac and where he belongs. And then to me, if you judge him off of the great seasons and don't hold the bad ones against him, why don't they do Penny Hardaway the same way?
I agree with that.
You made me think about something when you said it.
Yeah,
I
agree with that.
Where's the comparison?
Where does it begin and where does it end? Because like Vince Carter's going to go in. He's going to go in.
And deservedly so. He played through like 5 presidents.
20 seasons down there, right? Like Dirk. But I mean, when you look at Tracy McGrady and where I rank him, I don't rank him as a top 25 or top 50 player of his era because of the fact that, yes, he did have injuries. I get that, but I can't take 3 or 4 seasons, 3 or 4 really, great seasons and say, oh, well, he's Hall of Fame caliber because he played 3 or 4 good seasons.
Right.
And that's
nothing against T-Mac. We know he was a great basketball player for what he did. But I mean, valid, very valid point.
Are we going to say James Harden is a Hall of Famer?
I would not. I mean, you made me push my glasses up on that.
Is he a Hall of Famer? And when you hear that, you know what it makes you say, right?
Oh, I definitely know what it makes me say.
Oh, hell no. 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 Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Right, folks, I know it has been a minute and you've been waiting on this segment. this is where we look at stuff like James Harden going to the National Basketball Association Hall of Fame and say, oh, hell no. Okay. I put some oomph on that one.
Yeah, you said
What
that
you
with
got?
your chest. You said it with your chest. It's all good.
I did. Do you have oh hell no? I have.
Yeah, I have one, Jay. And this here is not super news anymore, but when it came up, I was like, I don't give a damn when J-Stogs and I do our show and bring the season back. I gotta mention this. And it is the Washington Commanders, some of the players complaining that Eric Bieniemy was being a little too tough. I mean, let me say this.
That's a good one.
I played the game of football for a very long time, from the age of 8 to the age of 33 years old. I've had some great coaches. I've had some bad coaches. I've had some rah-rah, pat you on the back kind of guys. And I had some guys that would MF you to death. Every coach has a different style and different way. But obviously, what has been done in Washington for the past couple of years under Daniel Snyder's ownership and the different reigns of different coaches, and even Ron Rivera looking like he may have lost grasp on the team. You bring someone in who's had some success in Kansas City, or so we've been told. He lights a fire and gets on the ass of the guys that's on his team. And then some of you have the nerve to go to the media and want to be anonymous and say, hey, his coaching style is a little abrasive and rough. If you don't shut what the Rock like this, who say candy ass? Stone Cold or the Rock? Stone Cold
is the Rock.
The Rock. Man, you don't shut your candy ass up. Like, for real, are you really in a professional sport, the level you are, making the money you make, complaining that your new offensive coordinator is a little rough and too hard on you, but yet soft and nice has not been working for you?
Gotta change it.
So you can't have it both ways. He's not there to be your friend. He's there to help make you better. It's almost like parenting, right? You can't be your child's best friend. You have to be there for them, teach them along the way, and still give them that tough love. Eric Bieniemy is trying to help cultivate a new culture in Washington, yet people looking for a way out. So now when things go wrong or they take too long to get going, well, everyone said he was hard to play for because he was so rough and it was never right. Belichick does the same kind of stuff. He just does it in a different way, in a different tone, and no one says anything. No one said anything about how Bill Parcells did it when he did it. So why now is it a problem? I have a problem with players. You used the word from Puffy earlier. Cut out the bitch acidness.
Yeah.
Man up, take it, and get better. Like, if it don't motivate you to get better, maybe you do playing the game for the wrong reasons now. You got to move on. And from what I understand, it wasn't ever said who said it. And if you the person that got a problem with how he coaching, go holler at that man about it. Don't be a punk. Go holler at him about how he's coaching and how he come to you. And then move on with it. But we got to give the brother a chance. You can't try to cut the legs out from underneath somebody in a position that a lot of us don't get that position to be in, to help ourselves out and help open the door for other black OCs later on when the time is right.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. I hate to follow it up because everything you said, I echo that sentiment 1,000% as a fan. Like, I just don't get how you could even fix your mouth or your mindset to that. But when bitch acidness shows its and rears its ugly head, there it is. There it is. Speaking of bitch acidness, hey, here's mine. My oh hell no, the heat. And I say it just like that. It's so damn hot. It don't even make sense. I
thought you meant the Miami Heat. You just mean the heat in the nation.
Hot. Just the nation in the south, southeast, in the southwest. It's hot. It's so hot. You know, I mean, when you go outside and you just, like, you look outside and say, ooh, look hot. You don't even say that. You know it is. You know it is. Bro, it's hit 109 and 110. Not the heat index. the actual temperature. Global warming is real. That gets a oh hell no for me. It's stupid. It's stupid.
I love it.
And I like hot weather. This ain't hot. This is something else.
Man, that's funny. And it's funny, not funny. Because now to get off court, I know we got to keep going. I had to go outside today, Jay, for tennis class. And I was out there, and as bad as those kids were hitting the ball, I was like, if we don't take our behind inside and do something else, I'm gonna get fired. I ain't never about to teach tennis. If it stay this hot, they ain't gonna learn how to swing one tennis racket from me. It's too hot to be out. Hey, you walk outside and you automatically make like the Shabba Ranks face. Automatically. It just go, you go outside, hey, coach, how's it going? Shabba.
And I think you tell them to shut up. Because you want them to shut up. You don't want to, I don't want to talk. And today was a cooler day. Today it cooled down to, I think it was a balmy 99, 100, something like that.
I'm going to piggyback off what you just said. I'm on oh hell no, the weatherman. Because if you ever tell me a cold front is coming in and 89 is the cold front, Pete Delkis, we going to fight. You can't tell me, oh, there's a cold front coming just because it cooled off about 10 degrees. That's not a cold front. No. It still felt like dragons were breathing outside the door when soon as you walked outside.
Still in the 90s.
The humidity was so bad. One little girl said, Coach, oh my God, how hot is it? I said, sweetie, I said, it's only 86. She's like, no way. I mean, it was bad. Like when a kid complains about the temperature being really, really bad, like hot, you know it's bad, bro.
Man, that was mine today. He was like, Dad, it was hot. I was like, bro, you smell like it was hot. I thought when he got home, I said, you immediately take you a shower, bro. You go find some water and some soap.
Right now.
Man, but hey, let's go ahead and let's keep this train moving. Next, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk football between the lines because it's football season. Let's go. In a surprising move, I can't believe this actually happened, man. But the first one, I just knew
you thought he was coming home.
I thought he was coming home, but Ezekiel Elliott has signed with the New England Patriots on a 1-year deal. I believe it's $6 million. Look, with all incentives and everything, I mean, I'm happy for him. We play the Pats this season. I believe they're like the 4th or 5th game. So it's going to be interesting to see how Dallas matches up against Zeke. And you know he's going to want to run wild all over Dallas. You know that.
I mean, yes, he's going to want that. This is the thing. Zeke can't make this personal between him and the Dallas Cowboys. We knew what it was with his contract. Everybody knew he was going to get released. A lot of people kept saying, oh, he's going to sign back. He's going to sign back. Once we got past the draft and his contract wasn't reworked then and re-signed, I never thought Ezekiel Elliott would be back with the Dallas Cowboys, Jay. I just didn't see it happening. I honestly did a story on our Pewter Perspective playlist that I thought that he would be a great fit for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to help bring some veteran leadership, get him on a low deal, and I still believe that he can run between the tackles. I do think that he has some gas left in the tank. Now with the Cowboys,
have pass blocking too.
He will. Now I honestly think, and I know y'all talked about a lot of different things on the Cowboys cutting up last night. If you are a Dallas Cowboys fan, I forgive you, but you need to check out J-Stogs and Trey Collis on Cowboys cutting up here on BGSE Network. Nevertheless, I believe the Dallas Cowboys will regret not having a bell cow type running back. Now, Deuce Vaughn has looked great in camp. He's doing good. I just believe all the running backs they have now are really small, quick, shifty running backs, but not very durable. I just still feel like the Cowboys needed a big body to help them with some of that ground and pound, and they're going to take some of the pressure off of Dak Prescott. Anyway, the whole thing we're talking about now, though, Zeke to the Patriots, I never saw that one coming. I'm glad he got a job. And I heard the way the incentives are laid out in this contract, it could be a very great lucrative deal for him. But I don't know if that's the uniform I want to actually see him in.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of weird to see him in that. And he's going back to his old number at Ohio State at 15. But
Right.
I'm happy. I'm actually happy for him. I'm glad he got a landing spot again. I wish it was with Dallas, because I'm looking at the runners that we have, and they just don't give me the sentiment and feeling that they can run between the tackles as many times as they're going to need them to.
Right.
To get those hard 2, 3, 4 yards. What's kind of crazy to me is a lot of people believe that if you're a running back, you should, average 5 yards a carry and score, at least a touchdown every game, be a 1,200 to 12 to 1,400 yard rusher every year. And the way this game to me is being played, you have at least 2 running backs on every roster that's going to play every game.
And it's damn near like they're playing even time. Like this, it used to be like, hey, I'm gonna spell him real quick, or just a third down back. Now it's just like it's an even ground and pound mostly, or it just depends on who can pass block a little bit better or catch the ball a little bit better. But yeah, it doesn't happen very often where you get that, man. So you're very right, J-Stogs, that they're going to do it like that.
Yeah. So having that, that specialist or that every down back, it's just not there anymore. So to see him go there, I think is a good situation for him. But yeah, I really thought we could sign him back, but Zeke went to the Pats. Dalvin Cook, speaking of running backs, to the Jets. What do you think about this pickup?
Man, Brees Hall's a good running back. Tore his ACL up last year. Supposed to be back healthy this year. We know that could be a lingering effect. This is another weapon for Aaron Rodgers that I love Dalvin Cook as a running back. The only reason Minnesota let him go that they could not come to an agreement on him taking, they wanted him to take a pay cut. They wanted to rework his contract, and he just wasn't going for it. And so, he put his money on himself, and he, let himself get cut and try to market. I like Dalvin Cook. I think this is a great move. The question is, does this now improve the Jets' chances of winning their division? I mean, the Bills have been dominating the last couple of years. I believe Tua was a couple of plays away from staying healthy and making the Dolphins relevant. The Patriots, it's hard to think that they'll be bad for long, right? So where does that put the Jets? That defense they have is amazing. An awesome defense. The way they played, the way they ranked category last year in so many games that they ended up losing by 1 point because of their quarterback play. And now you add another running back weapon to bringing in Aaron Rodgers. As much as I hate to say it, someone said this the other night, Monday Man Cave, with A. Reed and his boy B said, look at Tampa when Tom Brady came in. He said the Aaron Rodgers situation is very comparable to that. And when I stopped and looked at it, if you looked at where Tampa's defense was when they went and got Brady, J-Stogs, it's like, holy shit. Because remember, they looked bad early in the year, and they finally got things going and gelled at the right time. And it was like, oh, hell. And a lot of it was because of the way Tampa's defense played with the quarterback that didn't turn the ball over. The Jets are almost in the exact same situation. So now it's like, damn, the only thing is they got to come out of the AFC. But they're a much improved team. As much as we say douche Dodgers and we hate Aaron Rodgers, we know that he is a beyond upgrade compared to Wilson.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
dude, I'm not going to argue that point. He is still douche Dodgers, but I'm not gonna. And the Cowboys play them as well this season, so we'll get to see that up close and personal, for sure. Keeping on this whole running back theme, Colts and Taylor, he leaves camp again, and I just, if I'm a Colts fan, I'm like, listen, it's already crap. What are we doing?
Man.
What are we doing here? And they're wanting to start Richardson day one.
I mean, we've talked about this. Now, I believe Anthony Richardson has showed glimpses of what he can be. Like we said before, he has the extremely high ceiling beyond athletic.
Yes.
But we don't know what he's going to do. The NFL, the pressure of the of NFL defensive linemen, linebackers, blitzes, schemes. Like I told someone the other day, did you see his last collegiate game? It had a lot of people saying that he needed to return to school for one more year. I don't think that just changes in a training camp where you're not getting hit by anyone in practice and not really getting rushed.
Yeah.
Do I think he can be good? I do, because he does have talent. Do I think it would be a mistake to throw him out there without this running game? Because in my mind, there's something going on there with Taylor after Irsay said what he said early on.
Yeah.
And is he in his feelings? I'm not going to say, oh, he's just in his feelings. But the relationship there is damaged. The question is, can it be repaired? Because they already said, look, we're not trading.
Right.
So he's going to have to suck it up and go or lose a whole lot of money and be on the outside looking in. I don't think he can afford to do that. Right? So I hate this situation. I hate this because, last year, Josh Jacobs led the league. A year before that, he led the league in rushing. And yet here it is. You don't feel like you're being valued. They said you've been injured. You said it's not true, but yet you do have the ankle injury. They don't want to pay you more. They want you to finish out this contract. Man, it's a cluster. I mean, it's just, boy, I'm glad that's not my team.
Not anymore.
I'm glad that's not my team.
They
had the owner get the keys to a former player who never
India's a mess, bro. All top down. India's a mess. Man, so we talked about Josh Jacobs. He's still not in camp either. The running back situation has got to change in the NFL for it to be better for them. I can't even say permissible. It's just across the board, it is bad. It is bad. It's bad. And I think that's really all you need to say on that. I was curious about this last one. Teddy Bridgewater's number 50.
Man, have you seen this?
What is this?
All right, cool. So Teddy Bridgewater is now with the Detroit Lions as a backup quarterback to Jared Goff. Teddy Bridgewater has worn the number 5 for a long time in his career. Yeah. He wore 5 at Louisville. He was the 32nd pick in the draft. So then when he was in Minnesota, he wore 5.
Yeah.
Every stop, everywhere he's been, he's worn 5.
Yeah.
He got signed a little bit later in Detroit. 5 is already taken.
Yeah.
The only single digit that wasn't taken was number 7. But that number is retired. So for him to still get the 5 that he wanted in the preseason, it doesn't matter what number you wear. He took number 50. So here it is. You got a quarterback running around the field with number 50 on, probably looking like, what the hell? That's kind of like when I played football back in Pop Warner, we would like put on a dad's jersey and they might have 50 on it because your daddy was a lineman and you a quarterback and it's like 10 sizes too big. It's just what it reminds me of. And I just thought that was a funny, cool story, man, that, to get that 5. And now, once training camp is over and people get, rosters get cut down, if he's there, he'll have another number because he cannot wear the number 50 during the regular season. But for the preseason, he can. Yeah, quarterbacks have to wear 1 through 19. No, they changed up the number policy to an extent where like bigs can wear single digits. Quarterbacks still have to have 1 through 19. Or they do the thing like where Heath Schuler back in the day wore number 21 for the Washington Redskins. But they can't. He can't wear 50 regular season
because Micah Parsons still wearing 11.
He's 11. He can now. They made it where defensive players can wear the lower numbers. Quarterbacks can't wear the bigger numbers like that.
Wow, I thought they could. Okay, all right. Wow, That's crazy. I'm like, well, what about 15, bro? 15.
I don't know why he didn't take
It's
this.
a 5.
15, but it's going right now. So I don't know who has it. I don't know if it's the St. Brown wide receiver, but he's a team number. Is it 13? I don't know. Anyway, it gone, bro. So the brother took 50. He rocking 50 in training camp. And when I saw the picture, I was like,
oh my gosh.
And
that's
so I
crazy.
clicked the story and I read it. I was like, yes, I must talk about this in between the lines tonight. This is
please
funny as
that's crazy.
heck.
All right. That brings us to the final segment of this podcast. Of course, that is the top 5. Let's go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
That's right. Some people have a top 100. Some have a top 50. Some have a top 25. Some even punk out and have a top 10. But here at Big Game Sports Buzz on Big Game Sports and Entertainment Network, we have a top 5. Who's in, who's out. This week, top 5 summer events of 2023. The biggest things that happened in top 5. Or the biggest things that happened in 2023, top 5. Big Game, are you ready? Do you have yours? Are you still thinking?
Why you gotta ask all that, man, like that?
Because I
know
I
got
you.
mine. I'm ready. Our top 5 is fun normally, and there's a lot of different things that have happened so far, especially over the summer. That not all are fun events, but they're things that are life changing. And so I put a lot of different things on here. One thing that I thought was funny that I want to put down and say first is Sean Payton blasting everybody from last year's Denver Broncos team, and then Nathaniel Hackett then getting into a war of words with Aaron Rodgers. I don't know why. There's some funny shit to me. It's cool to have your feelings, but Sean Payton broke the unwritten rule of, coaches don't really call out other coaches in their profession about what they do. Or if you do, you say it around your locker room, you don't say it publicly. So Sean Payton calling them out is crazy. The fires in Maui, man, this is sick. Like, my wife and I went to Maui for our honeymoon. She's been to Maui before, and just knowing how beautiful it is, seeing those pictures, having a good time, and seeing that devastation. One, the level of care from a lot of people in this world, man, of trying to go give back and do things to help is amazing. We got a lot of great people in this world that do a lot of great things, and we talk about so much negativity a lot, but just family members, people losing, people thinking they're losing, being scary. It's just a big moment, man, because it makes you put life in perspective. If I wake up and be mad, I'm mad about something, I gotta go, wait, hold on, you breathing. It's some people that don't even know if their loved ones are breathing in Hawaii right now, in Maui. It's a bad situation. So you got to think about that. We talked about it earlier. The Pac-12. NCAA losing the grip on it. Everybody exodus to going to chase the money. To me, that's something big in college football, and I think it's going to have a domino effect of different things falling into place. Now Florida State wants to leave, and Clemson wants to leave the ACC. The only place I can see them going is the SEC to make them bigger than what happens today. It's going to be a bad thing. So I put that down. Texas passing a law after what happened in Uvalde that every school in the state has to have armed resource officers or armed officers, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't give everybody sufficient funds to do it. That's almost oh hell no, but that's a big moment for us here in Texas and what we're going through, what we're dealing with, what we live with, what we see. Former teacher, current teacher, knowing the situation of what these officers and these, have to go through at these schools and being stretched thin. Yet we'll find money to do something else that makes no sense at all. Like to go tear up a street, that's fine.
Yeah.
That you just redid 3 months ago with that money. Anyway. But and then my last but not least moment, the brawl for it all, Montgomery, Alabama. Man, Jay, this has become somewhat of an anthem of, excuse my language, fuckery. It's madness, bro. Like
Montgomery Brawl.
At first, I was like,
Montgomery Brawl.
First, I couldn't believe. I said, "This is messed up. This man doing his job."
Yeah.
So you're mad about like the white privilege and entitlement, right?
Right.
And then all the different aspects of going from to we're gonna protect and help this brother to how did the chair ever really come out? Is what I want to know. What did the chair ever really come out, Jack?
I don't know.
Like
chair.
I think the situation was in hand without the chair.
Oh man!
But then to see the memes of the people on treadmills running and just raising the chair above their hand. There's a dance. There's a song. J-Stogs sent me something on TikTok the other day, and I spit my drink out, y'all. And I'm like, do I feel bad for laughing at this, or do I just take it in and just know, hey, it's another moment we're gonna laugh at, enjoy life? But yeah, man, the last big thing so far, and this might make all the 2023. The goddamn Alabama brawl, man.
Yes, the Montgomery Brawl. The Montgomery Brawl. Yes. Shout out to the Olympic swimmer. Yes, I mean, look, it's all of it is there, man. That's definitely.
They did a wrestling move on a dude on it. They did a rock.
Oh yeah, he did a rock bottom. He rock bottomed him. Yeah, man, did the rock bottom on him, dude. It was everything that you wanted in a brawl was there. Everything was there.
Jay, did you get yourself going back and watching it over and over again to try to catch the pieces that you missed?
Yes.
It was so many different parts of the fight to where I was like, wait, what? And then they started taking it down off the internet. So you had to try to scurry and find and put different pieces together. And then it was like, man, you can't stop this madness. It's too much of it out here.
Black Twitter was a blaze, sir. It was a blaze. I saw different angles, different aspects, different commentary, people point things out. I mean, putting arrows in. Check this out. Check out the Crocs that were busted. I mean, dude, it was everything.
Did you see the one they did the Good Times theme in the intro to Good Times?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
My stomach hurt so bad on that one.
Dude, it took me about 3 days. It was 3 days straight of just it's craziness. Look, let me get to mine so we can get out of here.
I'm sorry, man.
No, it's all good. Japan beats US in the World Baseball Classic. Crazy. Love that. Speaking of love, LIV and PGA, they merge after all the trash talk.
All the BS.
All the BS. They're never gonna blah 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 blah. And PGA was losing money. Hey, guess what? Let's go ahead and let's merge. And now all the players from PGA, especially what's his name? McIlroy, whatever, Rory, he's all upset. I don't like him. He's a douche as well. Here you go. Arizona. People in Arizona are dying from the heat. I just talked about the heat. People dying from the heat in Arizona. People in Arizona, if we get anybody from Arizona, stay in the house. Just stay in the house. Ain't nothing outside for you.
Man.
There's nothing out there for you. Okay? Just stay in the house. Just stay there. Look, man, the actors and the writers have gone on strike.
Yeah.
They went on strike and they ain't back yet.
Hey, you know what's funny though?
What's that?
Independent filmmakers are benefiting from streaming services right now because of the strike. So some people are benefiting from it, but it's all about your paper being treated rightly. I hope y'all get that money.
Get the money. I got a couple of friends out there that's doing the thing, and I'm checking in with them, making sure they're good, and they're like, yeah, we're good so far, but a couple million ain't gonna last them out in that state. And then finally, listen, man, this story when it broke, people were like, yo, it was on 60 Minutes. It was on CNN. It was everywhere. Carly Russell, this young lady from Alabama, she was kidnapped. But here's the problem. She wasn't kidnapped. She was not kidnapped at all. She staged the whole thing and then came back to say, well, I saw a baby on the side of the street. That's why I stopped. And then I got kidnapped. Boo, no, They found the Target bag with, with the receipt of all the stuff you bought to kidnap yourself. if you're going to kidnap yourself, get rid of the evidence. Get rid of the evidence.
Hey, Jay, how is it possible you take yourself, though? How do you kidnap oneself?
I don't know.
Do you just drive yourself somewhere that you're not supposed to be and say, they took me? Like, what the hell?
I don't know.
What was... I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. And Reed does a great job of talking about, mental health at the end of his show. But her mental health had to be off. Something...
And listen...
One flew over the cuckoo nest, whatever that movie was. Something was wrong, bro. Very wrong.
If you feel like you need to kidnap yourself, you need to go talk to a professional, okay? Listen to me. Go
not
talk
a professional
to a professional.
kidnapper. A professional
health provider, mental health. Get you, if you feel like I just need to take myself away, go talk to somebody with some credentials.
Jay, if you kidnapped yourself, where would you take yourself?
It's not funny. It's not funny. Probably Brazil. I'll probably kidnap myself to Brazil.
Oh, Lord.
Or the movie room.
Can you take people with you if you kidnap yourself?
Oh my, hey, we'll kidnap each other. That's what we'll do. We'll kidnap each other and we'll go to Brazil.
Leave a ransom note or something. Like, they took us. Who is us? And where were y'all together at the same time to get taken?
Don't worry about that. Come find us.
Now y'all asking too many questions. Oh, Lord Jesus. Yes, y'all. This is it. This is Big Game Sports Buzz with the Buff Nerd J-Stogs. Your boy Big Game James. Season 5 for me. Season 3 of us being together. Episode 84. I don't know why we don't do even amount of numbers of shows when we do them.
I don't know.
Our schedule just be crazy like that sometimes. More often than not, y'all, we will be back. We will be back on Wednesday nights, except for the weeks that I have football games on Wednesday nights, which is like 2.
We'll figure it out.
2. But we will be here for y'all. And if you don't catch us live, hey, catch the replay, catch the shorts, hit this QR code. You can find us on all our social media handles, right?
Yeah, all of them.
I kind of did what Jay does. I'm sorry. I just got excited because he was laughing at my stupidity. So I figured I should keep talking just to get us off the air. And,
still talking now.
I'm so sorry.
Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for joining us. We are Big Game Sports Buzz on Big Game Sports and Entertainment Network. Hit the button.
Peace.
Yeah. It's a big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes like behind the O-line soon as the QB say hype.